section.
Okay, so these are some of the things that I need to do for the tractor. An oil change, change of transmission fluids, and greasing the areas like this. Need to buy a grease gun for that too. So in terms of the oil, when you're draining the oil, you can come over here and there is a bolt down right there. You're going to take that, open it up. Oil's going to drip into a big pan. You need about an 8 to 10 liter pan, so big pan. So again, there's the bolt. On the other side, if you walked around the tractor, and we might as well do that, there is another bolt. And again, same place on the other side, so take that out, drain it, and we'll go back to the other side one more time. So once we've drained that, we also want to periodically change the oil filter. There's a strap-on thing that is good for getting that off, and you can get a new one, whatever the bottle number is. I think B7152. I think that's a Baldwin 7152, which is after parts. So once you've done all that, you can put oil back into the oil cap right there. Again, I think it takes about 8 to 10 liters, so it's quite a bit of oil. And after you've put it in, you can check with the dipstick how it's doing. Probably want to check it a few different times before doing that. We also, you want to put some, change this filter. This one was not changed last time, so I have to go to Canadian Tire and try and change that. This, with rubber gloves, can probably turn it and get it off. It needs a special tool, but I think rubber gloves will work. And then what you need to do is just change out the filter. And what he said is you need to bleed it once you've done that. So when you put in the new filter, put in about 2/3 diesel fuel into there, screw it up. Then you come over here, and there is a little valve right there. You can turn that on, and for about 30 seconds you're going to be bleeding it until eventually the fuel sort of starts to come through, and then you can turn it back off. So we've got the oil, we've got that filter done. There's a couple of other filters that we need to do, and again, they're going to be under here. Now there's two filters under here. It's probably easier to take away this plate and then get them off. And then on the other side of the tractor, there is another filter. Looks just like the oil filter, but slightly different models, so check the instructions. Really hard to get that one off, but anyways, you can do that. And if you want to get underneath there, it actually makes some sense to jack up the legs. Now when you do take out that oil filter over here, you're going to get lots of oil coming out. So to one argument I would say is, why don't you drain that, and then fill that up? And I'm not really sure why they didn't do it that way, but I think maybe you should. Over here there was also the air filter, and it was pretty simple. Just, you know, take this off. There's a little strap here, a little strap here. Pull it open. Just have to sort of move it a little bit, which you can play around with some of the other things. And then there's a couple of filters in here. He suggested if you had an air pressure pump, you could blast them. He just banged them on the on the side of this, and lots of dust came out, and when it was done he sort of put it back off. So nothing terribly fancy right there. The hydraulic fluid, which is about 67 liters, I think he said. You can check on the manual. That's where you fill it up. And I must say, I forget. He didn't change it. He just topped it up. So somewhere down there is a release valve, but you'll get about 67 liters of fuel. So you need a huge oil pan for that. I might just get him to do that again. And then the other thing, which a grease gun. Get a grease gun and some good lithium grease. And the grease gun goes on these little valves. And you can't necessarily see the valve very well, but there's a valve there, and you can see that this one has already been greased. It's got fresh grease on there. You know what? They're all over the place, so you got to look for them. There's one here, there's one here, there's one here. And in the case of this one, you can see actually grease over here. What you do is you sort of press this gun, it goes in, and then when it starts to come out of these little cavities, then you can stop and go on to the next one. Here's another good example of a grease gun. Put it in there, pump it in, and then the grease came out. So anyways, that's a quick synopsis, and again, they're all over the place, but that is most of the sort of general maintenance that needs to be done. Bye-bye.